just trying to catch a break, yeah. I'm just trying to regulate, yeah. Can we do a second date? Yeah. I know you dealt with a lot of people in the past, but you extra date, yeah. He act like a dog trying to fetch a bone, but he wanna fetch a plate. That nigga be hungry. Fresh out the halfway house from the jumpsuit. He did a lot of things when he was locked up, that's why he don't trust you. It ain't even in a month, dude. But shit has got him feeling some way. Gotta get up for work and school. Got you feeling like it's Monday. Girl, some say you was shiesty as ever, saying that you was white fever never. You couldn't choose a life that was better. You got a knife underneath your bedroom pillow, piece of ice from the dentist. Baby girl, if you do it once, shame on you. Do it twice, I'm a better. Without the mail, yeah. How to find a girl in the hood with a coochie come without the smell. A whole income tax going with a dude left without no bail. Think me the eyeball, everything has to live without no scale. On the road smoking L's without no L's. Now you feeling lonely, thinking about your life like why you have to deal with homie. You've been going through it and you know it's really no sleep. Can you take a chance? I know you don't really know me. Girl, you want me? You looking like you not tight. Girl, you want me? Can you just have the mind like? Girl, you want me? You got me built together. So what you gonna do? Girl, you want me? Whatever that you need. Girl, you want me? Make me bring out the TV. Girl, you want me? You never got to leave. I got what you need. Girl, you want me? Yeah, flex. Girl, you want me? Yeah. Why you don't want me? You know, why you don't want me? Girl, you want me? You can't make a decision. Who forgot? I'ma make it delicious. I flew a lot, flying to stay somewhere different. Then you got caught. Lying, you hateful bitches. Don't make me have to become in return. Esoteric boy, I'll be coming to earn it. Got your baby daddy on the couch, and your kids ain't sleep. Girl, don't tell me you can't creep. Like box on the water by the waterside, right by the creek. Soon as you get you an escape plan, fucking slide right off your feet. Girl, just hit me up if you wanna take you a hot flight for a week. Girl, you made me wanna pay hot price for them cheeks. Now tell me, girl, do you want me? You looking like you not tight. Girl, do you want me? Can you just have the mind like? Girl, do you want me? You got the dirt to do. So what you gonna do? Girl, do you want me? Whatever that you need. Girl, do you want me? Make me bring out the TV. Girl, you want me? You never got to leave. I got what you need. Girl, do you want me? Yeah, flex. Girl, do you want me? Yeah. Why you don't want me? You know, why you don't want me? Girl, do you want me?
It's a sad song. Yeah. We gon' get into the psyche and the physics of this and the metaphysics. You know what I'm saying? The philosophy and the curriculum, the intelligence of a group of people, species that just lie. You know what I'm saying? Just lie. Don't tell all the secrets. I don't want no pictures. You know what I'm saying? Don't spill the bean. Don't kiss and tell. Keep it on the low. What stays in, scratch out Las Vegas and put any miscellaneous area, geographical location you at. Stays there. Stays there. Make sure it stay there. You know what I'm saying? Because it slide out anywhere else, your plans may not work. You know, but we're going to get into the physics, the psyche. You know, it's all the little stuff. Look, that's not yours. That planet wasn't created for you. This earth, it don't look like and mimic you. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't something that was trying to be. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about these are attributes. How to put these in formations so everybody can know the down-to-earth woman and the Americanized woman that may be inflated, blew up, air balloon, airhead, blimp, hot air balloon. You know what I'm saying? Jet ski fly, jet fly, airplane, aircraft. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they got, some large thing to be in when you're in the sky, only in your mind. We're going to break those down. down too. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break down the extracurriculars and we're gonna break down also the energies we all got to be aware of and stuff like that. And it's not about bashing. See, we don't take sides. We're not biased. We not on no dichotomy. You know what I'm saying? We not colonized brain. So it'll be something that everybody learn, both genders learn from the psyche perspective. And I'm going to try not to go too far because it's going to be that energy that I slide into that really women may be like, shh. I'm a man. Stuff be out, stuff be in the light, stuff be obvious, but I do understand emotional intelligence. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to just kick the game a little bit and stuff like that to get everybody in this proper perspective. Even when it comes into before a man want to become red pill, he don't got to lower his ego due to the fact of jumping online, hearing certain things, and thinking that's actually a reality when they even come across a female in reality that might kick that bull. Now, he in the energy of prejudging, presupposition, before he even try. A girl that even look like she might say that if he try to open a conversation with her. He already got it in his mind, or write it down in his little notepad, scribble in his little Jay-Z notepad to go ahead and become red pill #1 rapper. Should have did it right before. I don't know why. I gotta use the restroom. Give me 3 seconds. Give me 3 seconds. Now, we got to get this established and clear first before we go anywhere in space. Women want to be wanted, not needed. Men is the one that want to be needed. Don't really care to be wanted. Here's the thing. When you are already something, just like your sun sign, you kind of are more interested into what you're projecting that you may be less of the percentage scale of, or whatever the case may be. So every now and then, based upon our biases and our dichotomies when it comes into the woman, to describe her sense of wanting to be wanted and not needed, it may come across through the lens of words, body language, and actions that Walt Disney teaches us that she don't know how else to say it, but it looked like, I want to be needed. When the man is in a position, he's getting put in all kind of feminine spaces he are unaware of, even if he still act manly from a mental perspective, right? The more receiving end. So even when a man want to be needed, the way he may express it through the lens of things we want, tangible. I got them rims now. Hey, hop on my dick now, man. Or whatever the case may be. Or, you know what I'm saying? Filter through thinking by self-projecting what the female may want, but coming from their own subjective perspective. So as she's getting filtered through expressing herself as a need when she be wanting, you expressing what you want, even though you want to be needed. But if you ain't got nothing that any of us need, then for the most part, that's what make a man feel like he can't succeed and damage his own self and even lose motivation to even go after a woman, because he know deep down he don't got that actual thing that no one is able to describe except me online. You know what I'm saying? That ability to be needed, not just wanted. You know what I'm saying? If a man wanted too much, then for the most part, he ain't gonna be no sufficient individual to even be somebody support system if they need it, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Until he reached that situation that is that way, and vice versa for the female, or whatever the case. She can go ahead and get lost into that energy that she may be expressing of wanting to be needed, and then she gonna get withdrawn way faster than the average individual that actually want to be needed. Or she's gonna be in some type of situation where she wanted to be needed here but not needed there, and quick lies and stuff were really just wanted to be wanted in the first place, and that created a lot of space and already in general. So that's what everybody need to understand. But look, like I said, woman want to be wanted, not needed. So anytime you put a female in a position too much that she feel like she had to be needed, you're going to experience that little breezer, that little ghost energy, that little space. And a man want to be, a female want to be wanted, not needed. Yeah. And a man want to be needed, not wanted. So anytime a man is in a situation where he just wanted, but it ain't no necessity of a need or whatever the case may be, he may drift off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He may get to wonder it out a little bit and things of that nature. And then the woman that probably stick around and act like she need him more than the female to act like she just want him or whatever the case may be, he gonna make that the decision to marry her and probably just play around with the chick that act like she just want him or whatever the case may be. He gonna be coming up with scenarios in his mind like, yeah, she probably like want a lot of other dick too. You know what I'm saying? So he already gonna be making up in his mind like, well, if this one hanging around and acting like she need or whatever the case may be, I need to make up my mind on that. So that's like the deep dark secret when it comes to like men and women not understanding. The woman want to be wanted, not needed, but the only way of expressing that, and sometimes we don't understand that we doing like a safe zone energy. So we have to be aware of these things. It comes from other areas that we fulfill to protect ourselves from vulnerable circumstances, and it is play out in this area also. And so it'll look like your ability to want to be wanted is looked like and expressed and communicated as you want to be needed in some way, shape, or form. Right? And it has to look like that because the wanted energy sometimes could come with a lot of mistakes if added or acted upon. And then vice versa for the men or whatever the case. You want to be needed, not wanted, or whatever the case may be. So the female want to be wanted, not needed. Anytime you put a female in a position too much of wanting to be needed, she's going to separate to a little degree because she's going to be looking at you like it's certain things you should not need me for or whatever like that. Why you can't just need me for opening my legs and having my hands open? Why you need me for other stuff? You know what I'm saying? That's when you're going to really understand you might be in a situation where you have to realize you the one that's self-projecting and you ain't got something that you can self-project that's productive at the moment that can have that need. So it was already understood. You don't have to say, baby, I need you. You could have something or be something that she need and be her rock or whatever the case may be. And then that'll make you more comfortable as a man. You know what I'm saying? So the man be in a situation where he wants to be needed. It just come out and vice versa, looking like he want to be wanted and stuff like that. Then when them wants get taken advantage of, he don't be knowing what to do. And then he think he got to go harder for those wants or obtaining those things that they think the external people want. And then for the most part, that's when you're going to really start questioning things as time go down the line and those interactions. And you're going to start playing that inner tit for tat and those small little petty actions to try to see people's response in ways that you could kind of see what's going on, to see like, oh, this person don't really need me. They just want me because of this. They just want me because of that or whatever. And a lot of times, depending on, you know what I'm saying, how much of a circumstance or situation you is as a guy, and how you look at yourself, you may allow that to go for a little too long or whatever the case may be. You know, you got a lot of Pillsbury Doughboys, melted marshmallow waistlines and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oven baked marshmallow cookie waistlines and stuff like that. So they may sometimes a lot of these cats may allow things to go a little further than they necessarily need to before God start kicking them in the spiritual. Ah, damn, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Right there. So y'all got a peep game. But we're 12 minutes in. Now we're gonna break down the physics and the psyche of this real quick. Break down the real physics and the psyche. You know what I'm saying? We're going in the matrix before we talk about the astrologies and the energies for the next couple of days and things of that nature, right? Now, this is why Americanized woman is full of shit. No, full of shit. I said I ain't say this. It's HIT YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind right there. Now look, check this out. Now, I know y'all probably been online and stuff too, watching a few things and stuff like this. Ain't new. This ain't nothing new when it comes into, some nasty seed being spread in the world from one faulty degenerate, and then it kind of get picked up and affect one degenerate and then lead to another degenerate. Lead now is a lot of people affected with this spiritual illness. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, every now and then, it come up to the surface, it bubble up to the surface and stuff like that, and then people got to hear fart clouds, energies coming out of people's throat chakras and stuff like. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's like that. So don't just be too alarmed or whatever like that. There's still degenerates that exist on both sides, women and men. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. But for the most part, this is what we have to understand when it comes to the female side, and specifically, not specifics. I was like, because all booties matter. I'll tell you that right now. All thought forms matter. And everybody will understand that too once I get done with this. You'll realize everything I'm getting ready to say, you don't have to take it to deep consideration, especially if you're a man and think that you should second question if you're going after someone too. And it allow a female to feel more comfortable and still be in that energy of extremely lying, because she know that that's not going to play out in certain areas that she do see in other areas of her life, where it kind of sometimes do more harm than help, where holding a certain prestigious high maintenance status can be helpful if it work, but could be detrimental based upon your circumstance or your living condition at the moment, or what you're around, or what you actually suiting for. So for the most part, they can see these type of things of that nature. So it's going to be able to help them be able to be like, well, I can still do this, and a person may not take it too serious if I do come across a suitor, a guy, and I got to worry about that too much. Hopefully he came across a DoelowDaPilotman video or whatever like that, so he may still try to get through my hard exterior. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is, and to make it simple. I like to make stuff simple. I like to make stuff. Some people got a little bit more harder exterior than other, but it filter out through our particular biases and dichotomy. So depending on what specific female you're dealing with, she's still going to be the same energy, just through her specifics, and that's going to be different than other female, and then vice versa is like that with guys. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be gay. So here's the thing: when it comes to just women or females, depending on their mind, little girl, an adult body, you know what I'm saying? When they in the energy of claiming what Walt Disney taught us all to make sense or something like that. She need about $50,000 or whatever the case, or she need about $100,000, a person whose net worth is $100,000 or whatever the case may be, before she go ahead and do what she already been doing for free. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into that, you know what I'm saying? We got to get into these real circumstances and think about it from a psychological perspective. Now, point one, first of all, it's all a defense mechanism. It's all a defense. It's a defense mechanism. First and foremost. You know what I'm saying? First, let's get that first and foremost. First and foremost, now, what is it a defense mechanism about? This is the part that women might get ready to be like, shh. We got 4 parts to this. We got to treat each part with care, though. You know what I'm saying? This is the first part. It's a defense mechanism. This a whole segment, though. But you know what I'm saying? We got to treat each as 4 of them. I'm saying we're gonna cover all of them before we get to the astrology. We gotta treat each part with care. Everybody got feelings. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta understand that too. We gotta have emotional intelligence. And we got to allow people to have their game. Don't spoil everybody's game. Don't block people money. Some people getting their bills. Some women getting their bills paid right now. I ain't trying to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Really, I ain't trying to stop nothing. All right, now check this out. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the other side of things. I'm not on the side, you know what I'm saying, at night where the stressful meanings. I'm on the other side of the bed with homeboy at work. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. That side of the bed, it's a lot better and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Those times of waking up and leaving don't come with all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And me and homegirl can have a deep union, a deep communion and stuff. Because anytime me or her go through problems and things of that nature, we can talk to each other and stuff like that. It's the best place to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm not on the side of the bed when the stressful things come in and you want to get in their phone and you get mad at if you see a dick in the phone. You know what I'm saying? You get mad or whatever the case may be. I'm on the other side of the bed. You know what I'm saying? When it don't come with the frustrations and you at work and the dick probably my dick in her phone. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like 2 different sides of the game. So it's like on my side, I don't care to go on her phone. in my mind, I could probably already bet there's probably 10 other dicks. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, why get mad at that at all? You could get the 11th one. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I don't care what you watching, what you doing on your own time or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't give a fuck what I'm doing too when I need my space. We could be best friends. And I'll be your best friend. Doesn't girl all the time. I want your girl all the time. Best friend. Just like, man, be mine. The pretty girl will be mine. She says she's just a friend. She says it's just a don't hate the player. Hate the game. Ohio players got their game from me. Ohio Star players and stuff like that. Gucci Mane too. But yeah, like I said, right? So when you think about that concept, you know, you gotta think which one you want to pick at times and stuff. You want to pick the frustration, or you want to pick the light of the day, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you to decide. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't stop nobody from making money either. Hold it down, OGP man. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it off first. Now, first and foremost, the things that I did. Oh, let me just rest one more time before we get into it. My bad, it'll be 3 seconds. All right, repeat game. Let me share the volume on. Repeat game. All right, check it out. Now, the psychology. First of all, it's a defense mechanism created from already being in an insecure space or already used and abused space and needing to set your standards higher based on regrets and putting them to the test, acting out these standards, right? That may have to be done with people you don't know or you ain't already around and things of that nature for it to even work properly. So the more they become successful, aka gain attention from suitors based off that higher standard, remind you, it only gonna work sufficiently when they, you know what I'm saying, it might lead a hood that they was just in and things of people they already know and stuff for it to work sufficiently. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. You're around too many people you know kicking that game and stuff like that. You know, the Dusty goddamn Dirty Joe or whatever the case may be may just pop up and be like, wait a minute, we ain't do that and stuff like that. I ain't take you to the Cheesecake Factory and stuff. Did the word of people too close to the word of mouth energy, word through the grapevine energy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you gotta go to that bar on the other side of town and stuff like that. You gotta go to that club on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, just to make that proper or whatever the case. But like I said, right? So, the more they become successful, aka gain attention from suitors based off that new higher standard, the more the Americanized female, Americanized. Remember, everybody ain't Americanized. Americanized mean you put more meaning in your life based upon what Walt Disney taught, other than if you got a culture or you already dealt with a few relationships or your personal circumstances allow you to balance and weigh out what you actually want. Not so much what Walt Disney taught, like other people that maybe your best friends and things of that nature. You can see how they always going through ups and downs and roller coasters, and maybe a good laugh and good joke, and maybe you want to experience that for yourself 1 or 2 times, but eventually you know it's draining. You know what I'm saying? So, but for the most part, like I said, first of all, when it comes to and we're specifically talking about women that got that high maintenance, especially filtered through the money aspect, aka like we just seen homegirl, I forgot her name. Never knew her name. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where she came from. But she wants $50,000 or whatever the case may be, over exaggerating or whatever. And I need to know her money. What's they call that? Net worth. Yeah, I need to know her net worth. Then we got other homegirl who got peed on by Diddy, talking about homeboy got to have a net worth of 100,000 or whatever the case before dating or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm pretty sure homie barely had Batman, Superman, Spider-Man draws and things of that nature that you had your couple kids with. Let's not bring kids into it or things of that nature or whatever like that. But we making sense of the situation and stuff like that. And the sense of the situation is homeboy, whoever homegirl's baby daddy, ain't had, it wasn't no net worth of $100,000, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? That's the point of it. That's the point of it. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Protect women and kids at all costs. Now look, check it out though. First of all, it's a defense mechanism to create that's created from being in the space already of being insecure, right? Or the space of already being used and abused, right? F in that way. And needing to set your standards higher based on the regrets and putting them to tests that may have to be done around individuals that you don't know already to work properly. Then the more they become successful, aka to gain attention from suitors based off that higher standard, the more the Americanized female can fulfill that vulnerable or insecure fulfilling or feeling to become happy again, just to like mess around and do the same thing again that they was doing on their lower standards. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they just be in search of feel good energy. So you gotta keep that in mind too. A lot of times a woman will lie because they're in the moment. So a female is just doing things to feel better about herself in that state. So when a female is basically, and this first of all, we got 3 left. But first of all, when you catch a female start talking about her high maintenance or standards or whatever the case, right? That came from somewhere. It came from whatever she thought she was letting go or allowing herself to do. Those standards wasn't there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And the higher the standard, the more she allowed to have done. So let's say a homegirl said, well, I need a man with $1 million or whatever the case may be. She had 1 million dicks in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? So you got the higher the standard, the higher the emotional damage. So you got to understand that. Keep these as quotables, like pointers. The higher the standard, the higher the damage energies behind. So that means the more they made up in their mind, that's a regret. That wasn't a regret when the dick was in their tonsils. Or something they made up in their mind that they forgot, that they know they ain't forget. They only forgot it when they're around their friends and stuff like that. Or homeboy, they fucked and opened their legs to and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. The higher the standard, the higher the emotional damage. So you got to understand that too. You got to pay for that emotional damage. You ain't paying for nothing else but that. You know, you paying for her to feel good. You paying for her to not express herself how she expressed herself when she by herself. I'm like, why did I do that? Why did all those energies you paying for that? You got to understand that. If you don't understand that, you ain't got no game anyway. You know what I'm saying? You deserve it. Just like, you know what I'm saying, what Jim Jones say? You only get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. You ain't negotiating, talk to her the right way or whatever the case may be. So you get what you deserve, a headache. You get what you deserve. About 18 bottles of aspirins get ready to be empty. That's what you get ready for. It ain't ready for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, while an Americanized female put up that I need a lot of money front, right? In the meantime, you think she stopped fucking? Let's think about that for a second. Now let's ponder on that for a second. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, females, y'all know y'all like sex just as much as me. Y'all like sex just as much as men or whatever the case. I'm saying, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Last month you said you needed a man with 50,000 and stuff like that. 3 months didn't pass. You need a man with 100,000. Standards went up. Remember I told y'all if standards go up, if the bidding go up, emotion, oh damn it, that go up with it. You think she wasn't fucking between them 3 months? Oh, I'm saying. Oh, I said don't be no fool. Real shit. See, we get back into that point right there. We get back to the female. Like, hold on, man. What is this cat talking about, man? Shut up. I'm young princess. You know what I'm saying? That's what they thinking right now. That's what they thinking right now. Princess Fiona. Stop telling our business. All right, you could be Cinderella. All right, cool. Or Dorothy. You know what I'm saying? Now, check it out, right? Second of all, though, while an Americanized female, like I said, put up that I need a lot of money front. In the meantime, you think she stopped, whatever the case may be. So if she's still claiming and displaying her high-ass dating standards, or however the case may be, right? Technically, that would mean she's still single. So what did that tell you? Boo. What do that tell you? And she's still fucking. Must be with guys that ain't met that standard yet. You know what I'm saying? Yet she describing that. You know what I'm saying? Like you heard 4 months ago she needed that high standard. You said forget it. You see her at the club 5 months later and stuff like that. She's saying the same thing and whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So that's letting you know she must ain't meet that standard. But you also should have common sense. You think she don't like fucking though. Obviously she's still single, but she's still like fucking. She's still fucking motherfuckers who ain't that standard or whatever the case maybe. Don't get your mind right. Get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? You better believe that, eh? You better believe that. You know what I'm saying? So she's still effing motherfuckers that ain't got nothing to do with her stand. Now, we about to get deeper into the psyche of why that's the beat. How it comes from, first, being a defense mechanism, leading into it's just a front or whatever the case. That's while she's still messing with people that ain't reached that standard. Then it gets to the third one. Third of all, what a female in this position is really saying spiritually, right, is they need time and space to think while still being allowed to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So she gonna set a high standard that she know it may be a dime a dozen before time a person meet that standard. In the meantime, she get those itches, you know what I'm saying, every now and then and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? A woman need what she need. It be those type of conversations they had earlier. Female need what she need. A woman, you know what I'm saying? It be those kind of things. Shit, 1 week, that might go 1 or 2 times. Next month, 3-4 times. Before you know it, here we go. Here we go. Don't. Tonight. Don't. You know what I'm saying? Tonight. And I said there's all them tonights and all that stuff like that, whole remixes. Hopefully she didn't get pregnant before she made a decision. She was actually looking for some high standard that she met. You know what I'm saying? She got confused throughout those little pockets and times and days when she was thinking about, let mama have, they move over, bitch, let mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? A whole long time of thinking, a lot of times right there and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she forgot the mission. Those little small pockets, little small phases. You know what I'm saying? It was just blaming on astrology, blaming on tarot. All right, now look, check this out, right? But look, like I said, third of all, a female in this position in the first place is spiritually saying they need time and space while still allowing, you know what I'm saying? They can be allowed to fuck without being judged. So that position, being in that position, right? They could be in a space that they can fuck still without people knowing anyway. Only thing future suitors know is homegirl spiritual, going through Ramadan. She's celibate at the moment, damn near a virgin, and her last relationship was when she was in high school, and they only had sex 2 times. So that's the only thing you probably gonna know about. Oh, Sarah, goddamn, Lord have mercy, goddamn them lies. Yeah, PK, that might be all you know about old girl. That's all she convinced herself you gonna know. You don't know that when she met you, she made up a new life. She gonna start believing it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that's about, the things of that nature when they in at the third pocket. They be in that little position where, yeah, they just need time and space and things of that nature. And that time and space don't include not liking sex. You know, you better believe that too. So if an actual suitor, aka boo, actually do pop up in her esoteric Charlotte Web, she's not gonna do nothing but act confused and cheat on him too. So you know what I'm saying? That's anytime a female in that space, they actually find a fool every now and then and end up cheating on them too. You know what I'm saying? That this where the let me justify settling with a sugar daddy come from. Some old ass man that can't get it up or something like that, or got arthritis in the right ankle, or something like that, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Something in that aspect or something like they have to really think and stuff. And they be cheating all on him too and things of that nature. So they be finding these suitors still being confused and things of that nature. Now, fourth, this gonna solve all our problems to take it out the negative energy. Now we getting back positive. Now we getting back positive. There we go. We don't got to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? We're not telling no more secrets and anything of that nature. We ain't telling no more secrets. All right, we ain't telling no more secrets. Fourth, money has been made a social norm in the Americanized world, and an important one. You know what I'm saying? So really, it has just became another artillery for the female nature in itself, for wanting to be a part of something or not left out of something, to be looked at as weird, or to look like you ain't doing something the right way because it's already in that subjectory of everybody doing it as a whole, from men and women, right? Or being in that feeling of not being seen the way everybody else think things should be seen, aka the feminine indecisive quality energies. You'll realize real fast, being with a chick, that it's really not about the money, it's more about the energy of security. These are essence first, right? And that come in many different ways. Money is just one of the many ways that it come in, and unfortunately we gave that one more importance than a lot of the other things, the traits that security come from, right? But and a woman understand these things, they may not know how to explain it though, due to the fact of our vocabulary and what we put meanings on for us to have conversations that make sense. So it won't be no way to describe, especially from a female perspective, when she needs senses of security. But we wasn't raised in those schools to point to the thing to be like, that's an area that needs secure, whether it's emotionally, internally, or physically in some type of way, that we just don't know how to point to it that way. We might got other words for it or whatever that point to other discussions. So it's a lot of these things that even in other qualities, I wouldn't necessarily call that spiritual, but it will be in that frame of thought of intuitive energy, and why some people may add more of that percentage scale in certain spiritual practices to justify large on the percentage scale females, on why females are more spiritual than men and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a thing that we all experience. We just go about it in a different way. So for the most part, you'll realize being with a chick is not really necessarily about the money. It's about the energy of security. And that come in many different ways. It's just one of the ways we gave that's too much importance to it is the money aspect of it. So for the most part, because money doesn't necessarily have to be a security factor, but since it's put in that world, because we need money for our necessities and things of that nature, and based upon the amount of importance on the percentage scale we gave it, right? A lot of our mental illnesses and pockets we need to fill, ones fulfilled, sometimes will play out in these areas that may lead into us not knowing how to deal with each other, because our only way of playing tit for tat or going about the situation may have something to do that with breaking up what we created that sustained us in some way, shape, or form, until we start to realize, oh, it's a more spiritual thing going on. Right? But so you got to understand it from that aspect. But depending on the percentage scale, if a man tackle those security areas and a lot of those other places within a female's life, she's able to bypass the security filter through that we filter through on the money aspect. So even if you don't have a lot of money, but you reach a lot of those other pockets of security in her life in some way, shape, or form, here's where you get these type of situations. This is how you get this type of relationship where you see a chick with a dude that, it may be a chick that you want, but you see her with a dude that you probably know they ain't got more money than you, or probably don't got they 1-2 together as much as you, yet she's still with him. See, the thing is, he's probably accessing other security pockets in her life you're unaware of, because you might not even know her like that too. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when a female have a lot of problems with her current family, a guy can pop up as security for that without money. That ain't got nothing to do with money. And it could be on those reasons, but you wouldn't know that from a distance, and their situation is just right and comfortable for her, and how her situation and her circumstance is, and you might not be applicable for what she got going on based upon what you got going on and how she kind of compartmentalized in her mind what would make sense or not. Like it could be something as simple as this. I'm gonna make an obvious one. It don't always be this obvious, but it could be an obvious one. Like you might work at the same place as her dude or husband or baby daddy or something like that. But the way you met her was outside of that place. So as you start to know her a little bit, now y'all know that you work with her dude or her husband or a baby daddy or whatever the case may be. So in your mind, you're not looking at it to the full context of how she looking at it. And you may think it's cool to talk to her because you see her talking to other dudes or whatever the case that you may know outside of that workplace. So every time you at that place where all them other dudes, you trying to shoot your shot too, and you're trying to understand because you like, damn, your dude ain't gonna know just because I work there or whatever the case may be. But in her mind, she might got the way you act planned out in certain scenarios that she just making up that got something to do with you being at her job, knowing her dude or whatever the case. And it may be a certain way you act that you're not paying attention to, that she can make up a scenario in her mind that may make her feel like, well, I'll be a little unsafe. I could probably get caught. Why even deal with that where I could just go ahead and deal with his friend or somebody else or whatever that don't even work with my husband or whatever. So whatever this dude talking about, you know what I'm saying? It could be little stuff like that. And based upon that, you will still have in your mind of trying to go with her and even probably do that little slight gesture of trying to show her, oh, I got more money than my friend that you actually allowing, or I got more money than this other dude at the club that you always be with here and stuff like that. So I got more money than your dude. I got more hours than him at my job and stuff. So like, what, you know what I'm saying? But you don't know she ain't thinking about all that, and that's how you have to understand too. Deep down, women know it ain't all about money. It's on security basis, and it could go so deep within the layer, so deep within the rabbit hole. It's in this discussion we having right now. We ain't even talk about money. But these are forms of security. And your friend that don't work at the job you work at with homegirl's husband or whatever the case may be, may appear to be more of a secure thing to do if she want to cheat other than play with you, just because you all in her face every time y'all show up at the club. You see what I'm saying? So don't get mad and beat up your friend and things of that nature just because you getting a little jealous because you want homegirl and you think you know her a little bit more based off conversation, and you know her dude because you work with him. And then that'd be an issue too. You might think just because she had a friendly conversation with you about her dude, because you cool with the dude that she actually is cheating, that you probably trying to take from or whatever the case, you think it could be your turn or whatever. And she probably even let other people hit that y'all know is definitely, you probably getting depressed about it. I'm telling you, it's just probably purely you work there. That's it. It ain't got to be deeper than that. She probably just made it deeper in her mind of things you ain't thinking about to prevent her from allowing you or whatever the case may be. And you get ready to like go ahead and give all your friends $150 or something like that because you lost in your mind or something about something. You know what I'm saying? So peep game. So a lot of times, right, when females just be in these type of energies and stuff like that, they really just be in search for security. So that could be one of the reasons. And you just can't see it from a distance. And her situation suit her, not necessarily her trying to make her situation around you. That's where you may get confused at a lot of times and things. And then that's when you got to realize you want to be needed, and you expressing a whole bunch of things that look like you want to be wanted, and it's stuff that she don't want. So you just about to keep hurting your own ego and pride. You know what I'm saying? You're hurting yourself, hurting your own feelings, trying to place it, blame it on her in some type of way. Females be having that problem a lot of times. Men hurt their own feelings. Some boy hurt their own feelings and blame it on the female, and she ain't got no other excuse or justification for it but her not reacting the way that you trying to make her react. It just ain't gonna cut it. You don't get it. It ain't for you to get. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn it into no red pill online either. You know what I'm saying? Don't go turn it into no goddamn red pill online. But for the most part, that's the space. Those 4 quadrants is the space that a female is in anytime she got an extremely high standard and things of that nature. And here's the thing. The high standard is a lie itself. It just those she had to go through those situations for her to even say the lie. But it ain't that she's carrying it out. You know what I'm saying? Always understand that. Always go to phase 2, the thought process 2. She just saying that, but in the meantime, you think she don't like sex. So if you see her later on and she's still single, that means she ain't met nobody yet. Yet you think she ain't started. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you understand it. So don't be, if you a man and you like a female, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just because she got on her page, yeah, you got to take me way more than the Cheesecake Factory. You got to take me somewhere way Benihana's or something like that, and we got to fly there 8 times or whatever. Like, yeah, right. All you got to have is some confidence. That play as security, because a lot of times the guys she deal with don't have confidence. Now, what do confidence mean? Right? It doesn't necessarily mean having the confidence to go after her. Right? Sometimes females mistake confidence with interest. Right? So she might get excited by a man being interested into her. Right? And then the moment he get interested into someone else, she'll make up in her mind, oh, he must don't got enough confidence to keep me, or whatever the case may be. The homeboy just like go fuck something else. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. Don't mistake confidence. So for the most part, it can play out as a security when you actually make a female feel wanted. Because the guy that got excited or whatever the case may be, stopped making her feel wanted. The more when she got confused with interest, with confidence, and he start getting interested in someone else, and then she gonna start thinking, he ain't confident enough. But really, that's her dealing with her pride, her ego being hurt. She really experiencing the female nature in actuality, her not being wanted. You know what I'm saying? So she need to be busy, so she don't have to think about homeboy and what's so special about homegirl, right? So she need another guy to give her interest, so she could feel like she getting the same thing whatever homeboy took from her that was previous, or whatever the case may be, and therefore she could feel needed again. So that's really all she in search for, and that's a form of security, or whatever the case. And if you could make her feel needed on an extreme level, she'll bypass how much money you got, and she'll even be in a situation with helping you what you need. But here's the thing, I'm not saying be no bum or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying everybody ain't got no $50,000 to give to no female. We're talking about specifically these type of chicks, and everybody ain't no net worth of 100,000. Hey, but we could both make it to both of our net worths be 100,000 or whatever the case. And if you're around a female that think, well, what's the point if we got to get it together, and once I both get it, why did I need you? Then that means she's not in a relationship based upon the care of a person and the same creative direction. So everybody need assistance from both genders as business partners and things of that nature. So that's even better if you got the opposite sex that y'all interested in the same thing. So y'all partner teams is things y'all both could be involved in, so y'all ain't got to be developing no jealous energies and stuff. That's a person that's in a relationship with colonization. You know what I'm saying? So Walt Disney told them to like something that ain't, once your culture destroyed and you ain't part of no family that got a culture anymore. So you just lost, and then you get ready to say, I need these things. You're in a relationship with those things. So it don't matter what person, place, or thing. It don't even have to be a person. You will separate from people if a location got that thing. You know what I'm saying? You will separate from anything as long as you're going to the thing that got the thing you actually want. So here's where you get women saying F men if something they do got what they want more, money. But here's what they ain't going to be able to get rid of. Wanting dick. You know what I'm saying? So it's always going to be a lie when a female set high standards, because they only want to be wanted, and they confuse wanted with being interested and loved at times. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that. Being wanted is stronger than being loved. You can abuse a female and not even really love her like that if you want her enough. If you give her the feeling that you want her enough, she could get around another guy and feel like she's not wanted. She'll make up anything in her mind and feel like she's not wanted, and separate from that guy that's in a better position with more money and everything, and go back to that abusive relationship because she feel more wanted or whatever. And here's the thing. You'll be like, that don't make sense. But damn, I experienced that in real life. I seen that movie, What Love Got to Do with It. What's love got to do with it? Got to do. Here's the thing. You got to understand things work in 3 layers. The physical, the mental, and the spiritual. Right? From a spiritual perspective, it's just in the lens of creating the essence of wanting. No matter, ain't no negative or positive in the spiritual world. Now, once it filtered through a spiritual bias space and they made their own mind with it, this is a person making up their mind to want to do something. And then in the physical world, y'all so low vibrational and degenerate, the handful of things y'all be wanting to do always lead y'all to being crash outs and stuff like that. So the woman be attracted to the spiritual sense, the wanting, the mind, someone want to do something, and it don't matter how it play out physically, even if he want to hit her upside her head and things of that nature. As long as he want to do something, another guy might take his attention, and the wanting energy may go towards something that ain't got nothing to do with the homegirl. So that's why the dude with the high price white collar blue collar job still get cheated on with the bus driver and things of that nature, or homegirl, stuff like that, because your intention ain't going towards the want. I mean, you see what I'm saying? And she want to be wanted. So even if homeboy want to hit her upside her head, she rather be around that because his want attention is going towards her, no matter how it look. Female just want to get wanted, and we all in a situation of dealing with it spiritually. Just the wanton essence of itself, mentally, with a specific spirit that created their first body, thoughts that condense and become a mind, emotions and feelings, right? What they want to do with the essence that God gave us all the ability to do, the wanton essence, with this spirit specifically want to do with it. And if a female got that person absorbed in a esoteric Charlotte Web, what he want to do, attention, go all towards her, no matter how degenerate it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way life is. When we learn spiritual natures, we know how to switch spiritual pockets and stuff like that to know what we actually doing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we got to peep game on that so we can know where we're taking abuse of people mentally to fulfill something within ourselves on both sides, male and females, before we start to play that tit for tat and don't realize, oh, on the woman's side, she just wants to be wanted. It just get expressed and she lied to herself so it look like she want to be needed, but let you place a female that you really got in your life, put her in a situation that she's more needed than wanted, see how long that lasts. And then vice versa. A man just want to be needed, but when he express it, Walt Disney only taught him how to look like once, and him wanting to be wanted and things. But let him come across a lot of females that just want him. He ain't gonna feel fulfilled. So once he find that female that need him, he gonna be telling her, yeah, I just fucked them other females, but you the one I want, and I don't treat them right or whatever the case may be. That's where that come from. You know what I'm saying? He may not know he may not know how to explain it. He do now from his esoteric spiritual next door neighbor homie. You know what I'm saying? He do now. Esoteric medicine man down here on earth. Well, I ain't an esoteric. I'm a physical medicine man, but you know what I'm saying? He know now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we get so lost, it play out in other areas of our confusion when we expressing ourselves. And the man might want to be needed, but want to be wanted. So he don't have no way of explaining if he cheated, but it's inevitable he don't care about homegirl or whatever the case may be. But yet he don't know how to explain it because it's in the filtering system of I want it. I want it. And he don't know how to express, oh, men want to be needed. So once he's lost into how he expressed to attract the girl to be needed, it looked like once. Then once he's fully in that energy, in that world, he have to react to that world too. So now you have to react to what you appear to look like, which is a false reality, a false ego that you don't even know that you in, because Walt Disney taught us this. So now you don't know how to get out of it. It do look like you wanted it, and wanted it is what you think you're supposed to be. But you know deep down, you really just want to be needed. But you ain't know how to come at that angle how you got what you wanted, but you ain't care about it that way. So now you have to be looked at as you don't know how to treat women too. Now you got to be looked at as you need healing with yourself and stuff, and then there ain't no psychologist for that. Because any psychologist you start paying for are probably going through the same goddamn shit you going through. Americanized, colonized brain. You know what I'm saying? And these are the days of our lives. On these soils. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the WURLDIAH. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, these is this energies that we got to understand within each other. So we know how to deal with each other, and we know how to set aside, we're aligned to each other because we don't have a school or a dictionary or psychology and philosophy for us to know how to dialogue with each other there yet. Yet we're more focused and aware of that world now because we're in a new shift and we all becoming new Atmos DAPs or and things of that nature. And you could be a yay Atmos DA, but we all becoming Atmos DAPs. That's the multiple version of it and things of that nature. So even if you're becoming human again, we're developing new organs. And the brain and all these ones getting ready to become older, and we're getting ready to get some new ones to make a new version of these ones just to help it out and stuff. While these ones go into the dust, and the mind concepts and that mental structure that made these ones go into the sky dirt and make a new evolved species get more erect and stuff and more stretched out all the way till we look like we walking backflips and stuff like that. But for the most part, like I said, when the man know that he want to be needed and he just be lying, and it ain't really lying now that you are aware of this. You burnt that energy out. Now you could be awakened to the truth and fulfill that honey pocket now. Now you know, oh, okay, I'm expressing myself and it appear because I don't know what else to do now until like Uriel create the rest of the new WURLDIAH or whatever and the philosophy and stuff like that and take us into the new age of enlightenment. But for the most part, I just know as a man, as a psyche before, so I don't have to be red pill, I want to be needed. And let me try my best to filter through these words that still appear to be wanted. And then on the flip side, on the female and stuff like that, she'd be like, all right, I can feel more comfortable about myself, and it's enough knowledge out here. If Uriel, goddamn, keep bringing goddamn this new age of enlightenment, I know it's gonna be enough guys and women that if a guy come as a suitor, he know that this guard I'm putting up ain't something he got the second question and did not talk to me at all, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And I can work on each day while still being safe in the world with men that make it obvious that I'm bullshitting, but I still want some dick, even though I'm saying that I want $100,000 before going on a date in a Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? See, that make the female safer now and things of that nature. So now they can be more themselves or whatever. And slowly but surely, it may come after the men get with the process by getting out the lying to themselves. But then they start to find the words once more people, men's side, women's side, start to play it out, more TV shows and stuff then they start having more better words to express them wanting to be wanted. And it just looked like Walt Disney, the way they taught us to express it, it looked like I want to be needed or whatever the case may be. So I'm alive, look like what, but I'm saying something for you to give me attention or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. Even if a female say, right, I need somebody with 100,000 net worth before getting to me, or I need a person with 50,000 before get with me. Remember, whether you got that person's attention or not, you got the spiritual layer, the wanting essence, the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional layer, and the mind with a specific spirit want to do in their own way of doing the whole essence that God gave us. And in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, homegirl, he got to want to give it to you, whether you got his attention or not. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to escape the true nature of just our natures. You know what I'm saying? He got to want to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. You got to make him feel like you need it. God damn, that's cold. That's cold game. You see how we self-project on each other? Cold game. Oh, sad. Real stuff. Cold game. You got to make him look like whatever you was wanting, because he wants you. Self-project. You got to make him feel like, another reverse self-project, you need it. Them goddamn bills paid or whatever. But I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight boss, big, you know. But show. You're now listening to the Mind of an Esoteric Smooth. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and my responsibilities. Erecta Swa, help, hold that yellow hoop. Massasoit, Mama na toy. Hee hee, woo. Masasaki. Red sticks.